this album is making me feel so many things that I didn't know I was able to feel. Hello guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Kian and welcome, or maybe welcome back to my YouTube channel. Alright, so today is a very important day guys, because Bon Iver just released their fourth studio album, and whenever Bon Iver is releasing new music, well, it is a good day. So I'm really excited about I. It's the name of the new album. It was supposed to come out on August 30, but it got released today, 3 weeks early, so I am more than happy with that. It's a very nice surprise. If you don't know about Bon Iver, and I suppose you do know about Bon Iver, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video, but in case you don't know about them, Bon Iver is a band that was created, I mean, is it even a band? It's more like a project that was created by Justin Vernon. He released a first album in 2009 that was called For Emma Forever Ago, which was a beautiful and heartbreaking album. It had a song on it that's called Skinny Love, that is pretty much the biggest hit, if we can call it a hit, but the most famous song. Bon Iver started getting a lot of attention in 2010 when Justin Vernon worked with Kanye West on his masterpiece, that is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I do not say that lightly. I rarely call an album a masterpiece, but that one really is a masterpiece, and the work Kanye and Justin Vernon did together was absolutely stunning. In 2011, Bon Iver released a self-titled album, which is to me their masterpiece, and then in 2016 they came back with the third studio album, which was called 22 A Million, and which saw them kind of go in a much more surprising direction, we'll say. Bon Iver's music at the beginning was more organic, I would say. It was more inspired by folk music. It reminded me a lot of Sufjan Stevens a little bit. Most of the songs were only acoustic guitar, with, on Bon Iver, especially the second album, with different elements, more instruments, but still it was very organic. You could clearly feel that there was a live band behind Justin Vernon. And on 22 A Million, they went for a very experimental direction, which was surprising. Really, we didn't expect that. I personally didn't. They used a lot of autotune. They really played with Justin Vernon's vocals. They played with all the instruments. It was a very surprising direction, but I think they really needed it, and I thought 22 A Million was brilliant. So honestly, I don't exactly know what to expect about I, this fourth album by Bon Iver, because the songs I've heard so far felt like they were going back to their roots while still keeping the experimentation they did on 22 Million. I've heard 4 songs from I from this new album. The first one is Emma, which I think is amazing. Like, it's already one of my favorites by Bon Iver. And we've also heard You, Man Like, Faith, and Gelmore. You, Man Like, and Faith, I really, really love these songs. And Gelmore, I have to say, to be honest, it didn't exactly do its thing on me yet, but I feel like maybe in the context of the album and after listening to it a few more times, it's definitely gonna work, because I mean, Bon Iver's music is truly magic, and I'm so excited to listen to this new album. I really hope you're gonna enjoy this reaction video, guys, and that you'll have some reaction of yourself to share at the end of it. Let's listen to it. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
What? Alright, I'm a bit confused about this intro. First off, it definitely felt like it was recorded with like a phone or something on voice memo, but I don't know exactly what was happening. I don't really know. I thought for a second that it felt like those were rehearsals, which could be a very nice way to open the album, like with a rehearsal being like, get ready because this is going to start now. But at the same time, it also felt just like they were moving furnitures around, and it made a lot of noise. Absolutely don't know what was that, but okay, I'm already intrigued, so kind of good. Oh, wait. I should have known better. There is a transition there. Alright, now that I'm listening to the song, the introduction makes so much sense. Okay, This is something that I love so much already, is that they're really mixing elements together. There's a feel of 22 million because all of the sounds are really distorted. The voice at the beginning, I didn't know if it was Justin Vernon or not, but because it didn't feel like him, but it could have easily been him with a vocoder or autotune on it. They really distort a lot of elements on it, and then comes the first verse where Justin Vernon is just singing, and there's absolutely no treatment made to its voice. And you can hear also an acoustic guitar in the back. So I really like how they mix the old with the newer, we're gonna say maybe. That intro makes so much sense now. Oh, oh, beautiful. Oh, really nice. Oh, God, this is already so good. Yes, bring in the horns. Yes, I want that. It's not a Bon Iver album if you don't have horns everywhere. Like, it's a part of Bon Iver's magic. Oh, it's already over. Shit. I feel like I really should be listening to the same song 3 times before giving you my point of view, because so many things were happening on this track and it was beautiful, and I didn't pay attention at all at the lyrical content, so I won't be able to comment on it. But musically, as I've said when I was listening or overreacting to this, well, I love how they mix elements from that arrived later in their career, in their discography, let's say, on 22 a Million, when they really went for distorted instruments, distorted vocals. Let's really experiment with the song, make something that is gonna sound very weird in a way, and then bringing back what made Bon Iver, which is pretty much an acoustic guitar and horns. Like, it was as easy as that on the first albums, and it works so beautifully. This is definitely a totally different vibe. You can hear those horns in the back, you can. They are distorted, but you can hear them. This felt totally different than usual for Bon Iver. It definitely felt like something new. The atmosphere was so different. I kind of want to say that it almost felt like a darker atmosphere. And it's funny because For Emma Forever Ago was an album that was really sad, but it was still something very beautiful and very light about it. On this one, it didn't feel sad, but it felt dark. Like at the beginning of the song, I almost felt like it could be good music for a movie that takes place in a haunting house. To me, that's what it inspired me. I didn't pay much attention. Well, I tried to pay attention to the lyrical content, but I didn't understand all of it. It was a very different song. I'm gonna need to listen to that one 10 times once again to give you a very good opinion. But for now, that's my take on this song. It's folded in the evidence. So you wanna leave a mark. You're holding in a middle part. Yes, bring in the strings. It took away the strings. The strings are back. Whoa. That part is so surprising. Ooh. This string section here, I don't know who orchestrated it, I don't know who played the violin here, I don't know anything about it, but oh my god, what a great job, because the production of this song, it did feel at the beginning a bit improvised to me, but that's actually what I thought was beautiful about it. And then Afterwards, it felt a bit repetitive, not in a bad way. It just was a bit repetitive. It created kind of a peaceful atmosphere in my opinion, but it could have been a bit boring if really it was the only thing in the song, that if that was the entire thing. But the string section came in, and at first it came in and went away, and I thought, oh, maybe it was just a way to tease me. And actually it kind of teased me the rest of the song, because the string section became more and more important and really played a role here, because I felt like if you really listened to the strings, the way they were orchestrated, the way they carried Justin Vernon's voice, they really gave all of the emotion to this track. And I felt like, especially on the bridge where I said, oh, this is kind of a surprising part, I felt like there was something a bit chaotic about the way they started playing, and it felt very peaceful at first. Then the bridge came in and I thought, oh, that part is surprising, because I thought, oh, this is gonna get dark just like the previous song. Actually, it's not that kind of hopeful, peaceful song that I usually get from Bon Iver. And actually, afterwards it came back to something a bit more peaceful, and I thought it was absolutely stunning. And I felt like, I don't know if this is what Justin Vernon was trying to create here, but it felt like a wave, like everything was doing great, and then something happened and there were some complications and life got chaotic, and then it went back to being great, and maybe it was even better than before, because after hardships you realize that what you had before was so sacred. So I don't know if that was at all what Justin Vernon was trying to create here, but the string section was everything, and this song was beautiful. The next track is a song that we know, it's Hey Ma, and I love this song.
I waited outside, I took it remote. Tell the story or it goes. Full time, you talk your money up while it's living in a cold mine. Full time to grow your mind. Hey ma, hey ma.
Oh my god, I want to see them live. I want to experience Bon Iver's live, because that Hey Ma part live, it sounds spontaneous, and I need to experience Bon Iver's live, at least one in my life. The way they use guitar, electric guitar here, it's so subtle, and that's why I love so much Bon Iver's music. It's because even on songs that are quite simple, you always discover a new element every time you listen to the songs. I've never really noticed that electric guitar right there, and it's here and it does a lot for the song, but when you really pay attention, there are so many little details that make the song even greater than it already is, and that is the beauty of Bon Iver.
From dusk to dawn, let me talk to you. Let me talk to you. Full time, you talk your money up when you want it, it's your land. Go back and forth with life.
Oh my god, what a song, what a song. Really, I have nothing that interesting or constructive to say about this song, because I just love it so much, so now I'm just biased absolutely about that one. But one thing I can tell you is that it's funny, because the first time I listened to that track, I thought, oh, it's cute, it's a song about his mother. Nice. And it turned out, when I did a little research, that this song is actually about her, it's about the ecology, and Hey Ma, it's about Mother Earth. So this is quite interesting, actually. It's an interesting take on the song, and definitely puts things into perspective, which is a reason why I'm probably not going to say much about the lyrical content of on this album, because usually when I listen to Bon Iver, I don't get the lyrics at the first time. I know on 22 Million I still didn't get anything from the lyrical content, because I'm just always so focused on the musicality, and also sometimes the lyrics, I just don't understand them, but it's kind of the beauty. He's a poet. I'm not saying this in a bad way, I don't always get it, but this one is really beautiful, so let's keep listening. And the next track is also a song we've heard, it's You Men Like. To me, this is Bon Iver's version of an upbeat song.
I will see you out now down the back of the bridge. It ain't nothing what you say is true. Man like you,
I don't know who are his background singers, but it's beautiful. It's angelic. Yes, bring in the harmonica. This song is way too short. Once again, I don't have much to say because I've listened to this more than a couple of times and I just really love it. I don't love it as much as Heima because Heima is really that anthem. It's that song that really makes you feel some type of way. It just takes over your entire body and it makes you feel some type of way in the same way Holocene did. But this one, I just really love it because it feels upbeat. It feels almost a bit spontaneous in the way that, Justin Vernon worked with different singers on that song. And it just felt like they were just all together one night and they were like, you know what, we're going to sing together, we're going to provide something, and we're going to sing, each person is going to sing a different line. And I love this so much. It really feels like we're with them in the room listening to this, and I don't know, there's something, it almost feels like a bit like a religious thing. I don't know, it's beautiful. I really, really, really love that one. There's not much I can say because I just love it so much, and I'm not good right now at putting words into my love for Bon Iver. So excuse me from the bottom of my heart if this video is unbearable to watch. But when you love something, you end up being really passionate about it. So what can I say? This is gonna be another song with piano in it. Yeah.
And the concrete's very slow, and the concrete's very slow. Very still to calm. I can hear crying. I can hear crying.
Hey, Justin, you know what you just did? You just did a pop chorus. I never expected to hear a pop chorus on a Bon Iver song, but I'm sorry. Something that goes, I can hear crying. That is a pop chorus. Even if it doesn't look like it, it is a pop chorus. So congratulations, Justin Vernon, doing this. This is brilliant.
But I can't be angry long. We burnt up in my bed, and I cannot seem to carry it all. I can hear crying. All around me, I can't.
Yes.
So what is gonna happen now?
Oh, those voices that they use, I don't know if those are real voices or that's something they got on a keyboard, but it's beautiful. It really creates something, as I said before, you men like, it's something religious about it. It's really beautiful. Alright, so this song, which the title I am incapable of pronouncing, I think you'd pronounce this Naim, I suppose. This song, it was epic. Like, it was beautiful. Once again, just like the first song on the album, and I mean most of the songs here, but especially like the first song on the album, it felt like a lot was happening on it. And it was gorgeous because at the beginning it started very slow, like it started with the piano and you had a few instruments, but then on the bridge, and I could tell that it was coming because on the second verse, you could tell that Justin Vernon was just singing his heart out. And by the way, whenever he sings what is out on his heart and he starts belting, and he start really, you can tell that he's feeling everything that he's singing about. It just does something to me, like it's so powerful. And like I could tell that this bridge with the drums and everything happening was going to happen. But when it did, even though I was expecting it, it still felt so good and it still felt surprising and it still felt like a moment where everything just becomes so chaotic but so beautiful. Like this was beautiful chaos. That would be a good way to describe Bon Iver's music ever since 22 a Million, a beautiful chaos. This one, I think, so far, just from the intro and the little arrangements that we hear so far, I think this one really goes together with We. I feel like there was something a bit similar with it.
Well, this thrift store manager in a polka day had a gas mask on his arm.
Gasman.
And one by one,
This feels dark, Justin. It does feel a bit dark. The store manager has a gas mask on his arm, and one by one will all be gone. What is alluding to? Like the end of the world?
We'll all be gone by the fall. We'll all
Well,
be
maybe.
gone by the falling light.
Oh, beautiful. We'll all be gone by the fall. We'll all be gone by the falling light. I don't know what the fuck that means, but I think it's really beautiful.
I won't let no Calvary.
Oh, Calvary. I still don't know what the fuck Calvary is, but I know there's a song on, I think it was the self-titled album that is called Calvary. And it's a beautiful song. So,
Will you disregard the heat?
how long will you disregard the hit? I feel like this is about climate change.
Snow.
Yes. Whoa. So I think it's safe to say that Gelmo just had its effect on me right now. Like, whoa. Like, I don't know what he was talking about, Justin Vernon, but I feel like he was talking about climate change or society and how things are gonna end soon. And of course, this is not uplifting, but it's time to wake up, guys. But this is a subject for a different video. It was such a weird song because, like, the production, it was so easy. Like, it was the same song repeating itself again and again and again. But it's really all that it needed. Of course, there were little elements that added a lot of beauty and a lot more flavor to the song, like a little sax that came around the chorus. It was beautiful. I love good saxophone. It was quite a simple production, but they really managed to create a mood on that one. And I really, for the first time on the album, actually really listened to what Justin Vernon was saying, what he was singing. So maybe that was also kind of the point of the track, to listen to the message of the song and not being distracted by elements that would just take the attention away from the lyrics. And after a song about what I think is climate change and at least the way our society needs to wake up, and are we all gonna go one by one because this is what's gonna end up happening. But once again, it's a subject for a different video. Now we have a song that is called Faith, and I've already heard that one. It's beautiful, and now it's making a lot of sense. That guitar, that voice. The wonderful thing I've learned to waste. Now, this is once again about the planet. I mean, you cannot tell me that I'm wrong. If Emma was about the Earth, if Germo was about climate change, that line is about how we are wasting all the energy and all of the goods that the planet is giving us, and how, well, soon we won't have all those things that are vital to us and that we don't cherish enough, and that we don't realize how important it is to not waste it. Shit. I did not expect Justin Vernon to be so political and for it to sound so beautiful. It's time to be brave indeed. Good. Face declines, but Justin Vernon is not out of this. Whew. This was a powerful moment. Jamo and then Faith. That one didn't, I thought it hit me, but in the context of the album, this is hitting me in a very different kind of way. It's crazy how Jamo was kind of, I don't want to say it was pessimistic, but it would technically not be a song that you would call uplifting if you only pay attention to the lyrics, because clearly it was saying that we're all gonna be gone one by one, and we're all gonna leave this planet because we're doing absolutely a fucking mess with it, and which is true, by the way, but that's once again a subject for a different video. But Jamo should be the song that would make me feel like sad and depressed, and I would be like, oh my god, there isn't hope in this world. It would make me feel so hopeless. But it's beautiful, so it goes by, it's okay. It feels okay. And then faith comes in, and you can feel the pain, and you can feel that, yes, like it's now or never. And you can feel that there's a bit of hopelessness to it, because you're just thinking, this is all bigger than me, and I can't do anything. What can we do to make all of this change? But then, at the same time, there is a lot of hope. And that's so weird to say that there is a feeling of hopelessness, but at the same time, it gives you hope. Because, as Justin Vernon said so well, yes, our faith is declining, but maybe there's still a little bit of faith that remains. And it's going to be with that faith, with the hope that remains, that we're going to change things. And listening to that song, it's exactly how it made me feel. It was so powerful. It was at the same time devastating, but I feel like I am reborn. This album is making me feel so many things that I didn't know I was able to feel. Oh, yes, okay, I want that little acoustic song right now. I want it.
When I thought that this was heaven, follow to rise and see. When I thought that this was heaven for love.
Well, Justin Vernon thought that this was Alpha Love, and it was beautiful. Once again, the word that I've been using so many times during that reaction video. This one, I really like that it came afterwards Faith, which was such an important, powerful song where a lot was happening in that, where that like made you feel a lot of things because it was overwhelming. Just sonically, it was overwhelming. And then this song comes in, Mary On, and it's just an acoustic guitar and a few elements, and it brings you back to For Emma Forever Ago, where it was just Justin Vernon and his guitar singing what he's had on his hurts, that who sang his sadness away. This was such a beautiful moment because it makes you feel some things, but in a very different way that Faith did. And I think it's actually kind of a genius choice to put this one right after Faith, because that's exactly what you need. You don't need another song that is experimental. You don't need another song that is gonna overwhelm you. You need something that's just gonna heal you, and that's gonna make you feel good. And the way that this man can make me feel so many things just with the guitar is something absolutely incredible. This one is called Salem. I want a weird ass song with that title.
After years of rain,
This feels so different.
what I think we need is just this city. What we need, no love received.
Justin Vernon on this album is definitely making pop choruses that feel anthemic, and I'm loving it. Ooh, those strings, once again strings, and I'm your man. This ended abruptly. Oh, I did not expect that. It's like D'Angelo on Untitled. Totally unrelated, but I just noticed that my mic fell on the floor at the beginning of this video, and I didn't see that before, so if the sound of this video so far was terrible, I'm really sorry about it. I am not a professional, as you can probably tell. We got to the point where I am absolutely speechless. What can I say except it was beautiful, because it's truly what it was. No, it wasn't beautiful. It was stunning. It was extraordinary. It It was breathtaking. There wasn't even a lyric on it, like on the second part of the song. The second half of the song was just an instrumental, but the saxophone was playing, and I felt like it was telling its own story. And to me, that's what makes Bon Iver a band, first off, because here you have a musician, which isn't for Justin Vernon, it's someone else, who, with his instruments, tells his own story. He expresses feelings, something. I don't know what the song was about, but he expressed something. And I thought it was so beautiful because a lot of musicians do that. You know, you have guitar solos and stuff like this, and musicians express themselves through their instruments. For some singers, it's their voice. For other people, it can be a saxophone, it can be a guitar. But I feel like so often, and especially when I'm talking about bands, it feels like the singer is expressing all the emotion and the rest of the band doesn't have the time to tell what they have on their hearts, because you think, oh, you're not using words, so you can't exactly talk, you can't exactly express your feelings with your music. But maybe it's not how everybody thinks, but I think it's what happens a lot of the time. And here, really, you had this instrument that told its own story, and I thought it was so beautiful. And this track was incredible. Like, to me, this is probably one of the most beautiful songs on the album. It was really something. I cannot believe we're already on the last song on the album.
Well, it's all just scared of dying. 'Cause I cannot just be a peach.
Oh, well, you can be a peach if you want to, Justin.
Now it comes to mind, we are terrified, so we're running now, go to verify.
True.
So what if this really? Some life feels good now, don't it? Well, it's all fine, and we're all fine anyway.
But if you wait, it won't be undone. It's quite interesting that those are the last words Justin Vernon chose to close the album. But if you wait, it won't be undone. To me, it feels like it's just saying that if you wait around for things to change, well, things are not going to change. And the crisis and problems and issues that are happening in society, in the world at the moment, are just going to stay the same. It won't be undone. As Justin Vernon sings, it's all fine and we're all fine now. And then he adds, but if you wait, it won't be undone. To me, this is so powerful. This is really powerful because that last line becomes even more important with what comes before. Before, Justin Vernon is telling us that things are getting better, that now we're all good. But this is only gonna happen if we do something. This last song definitely felt like the end of a cycle. It felt like the end of an experience, and I'm gonna talk about this in a second, but I really felt like this album was an experience. I mean, I lived it. I hope you do too. It's incredible how this album ended up being really political, but it doesn't feel like it. Because if you only listen to the music, it's just a very beautiful album. But once you listen to the lyrical content, and I think that was kind of my mistake at the beginning of the album, I was like, anyway, I never understand what Justin Vernon is talking about, and the music is so interesting, and the production is so great, that actually I'm not gonna listen to the lyrical content. But then, I don't know, I think it's around Jalmo that things I really started to listen to the lyrics, and I thought, whoa, actually, I don't understand everything, but there's a lot that I understand. And such a lyric made me feel something, like this last one, but if you wait, it won't be undone. It's so incredible because they made a political album that it's just humans reflecting on what is happening in the world. It's like the most honest and rawest way to make a statement, to create something. This album was definitely an experience. I felt so many things, and I didn't expect that because usually when I do reaction videos I'm having a lot of fun, but I don't feel everything that I felt there. Like the last time I did is when I listened to James Blake's album at the beginning of the year, and this one was really an experience. I felt so many things. Each song I was really listening to it. In the middle of the album I really connected to what Justin Vernon was saying, and you just couldn't not listen to him, to what he had to say, to what all of the musicians were trying to say, were trying to express with the music. I know I've overused that word by now, but it was really beautiful. And I'm sorry that I'm not gonna make a better conclusion than this, and that it does feel a bit messy, because that's how I feel right now. Like, this is my reaction of me listening to this album for the first time. And yeah, I don't know what to say else. It was such an experience. And I don't understand how an artist is able, with not a lot of words, just a few instruments, just things, to create and to capture such a moment, something, and to express emotions so well. Well, now it is time for my highlights. And my highlights are the moment where I pick songs that after first listen I think are the most memorable. However, I have no idea how I am supposed to pick songs that I think are highlights on this album, since pretty much everything was an highlight. I think one of my highlights is gonna be the first song on this album, not the intro, but the second song, which is called I My Me. I have no idea how you pronounce that. It just was very beautiful, and so there were so many things happening, and yeah, it was a great introduction to the album, because it was Bon Iver mixing the old with the new, as I've said when I was reacting to this, and it was just such a great introduction to the album. It felt like I was meeting some old friends again, and it just felt like this, and it was such a good feeling. And I know it's a song that I'm gonna listen to again and again, and each time I will discover something new, and that is such a great feeling to have about a track. I think it's true for the entire album, but this one in particular, I think the next time I'm gonna listen to it in 10 minutes, it's gonna feel like I'm listening to this song for the first time again. Another highlight is gonna be Faith, because this song was so epic. It was huge. It just was huge. And coming after Gelmo, it made so much sense. It was a statement, but at the same time it didn't feel like a statement. And I love, as I've said when I reacted to it, I love how it mixed some kind of hopelessness and with some kind of hope. It made me feel two very different things at the same time. And it's kind of a paradox, really, but that's how brilliant that song was. It was able to make me feel two things that are total opposites. My third highlight is gonna be Aima, because I love this song, and it's a fucking anthem, and it's gonna be a Bon Iver's classic, and I want to witness that song live. I think that's a good reason to pick this track as an highlight. And finally, because I've loved this album so much, and I could pick all of the fucking songs on this album as highlights, I'm gonna pick a fourth highlight this time around, and it's gonna be the 12th song on this album, that is called Stia. I have no idea how you pronounce it, sorry, but it was the song that left me speechless. Absolutely speechless. It was outstanding, it was stunning. It was such a moment, and I cannot describe it with words, because they weren't using words on that one. So maybe that's the reason, I don't know. It was something very special, and that not a lot of artists, not a lot of musicians can make me feel. And it was beautiful, and I want to say thank you so much, Justin Vernon, thank you so much, Bon Iver, for making this album, because whenever life's not going very great, or at least it's going weird, or you've had a weird week, which is kind of the case, but I don't want to talk about my life, but which was kind of the case, to just come home on a Friday and listen to an album that takes you to a different place. I mean, thank God we have music. Thank God we have music. So this is it for my reaction to I, the fourth. So this is it for my reaction to I, the first album by Bon Iver. I hope you have enjoyed this reaction video, and now I want to hear your reactions. I want to hear what you have to say, because I had so much to say and it was a mess. I mean, I'm aware of that, and I want to know if you were too. How did it make you feel? Did you have the same experience as I had, or did you have a totally different experience? Did you understand the song? Did you find a different meaning to the songs? I want to hear all of your thoughts about this album, so go ahead, go wide. I am really looking forward to reading your comments, and thank you again for watching this video, especially if you made it to the end. Congratulations. I'll see you next time, guys, but in the meantime, take care.